Good afternoon to all the learners, study center coordinators, regional center staff, and other colleagues. At outset, I welcome you all for this webinar on India and Science on the eve of National Science Day. As you are all aware, our nation every year celebrates National Science Day on 28th. As a part of it, as per the directions and instructions of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Indira Gandhi National Open University, across the country, in all the 56 regional centers, have taken the initiative and conducting various programs. It is not only organizing the webinars, we have conducted essay writing, we have conducted poster competition, we have conducted quiz competition, and even we have invited the ideas from the learners. Accordingly, today at our IGNOU headquarters, we have distributed even prizes also. I happily sharing the information that one of our IGNOU Regional Center Mumbai student got the prize in these competitions. I'm very happy to share with you all that one today morning we had the meeting about his idea. All the committee has appreciated. For that purpose, particularly to motivate and inculcate the ideas among our learners and the other stakeholders, we used to organize this type of webinars and conducting several meetings for the benefit of the students. Particularly, as you are all aware, India is having great human resources. We are the richest country regarding the human resources, as we are having more, means good number of percentage of youth in our India, where they are having the so many ideas and they need the support. At the same time, they need the platform to project or to explain. Thereby, you will perform like anything and you will add value to our great India. In the same way, Indira Gandhi National Open University is offering so many programs which are employment oriented, skill based programs, and other regular programs also. And we have adopted the National Education Policy 2020. This is the first open university which has adopted this NEP 2020. And according to the NEP 2020, we have changed our curriculum, and particularly we have adopted the modular approach, and where modules are given to the students, accordingly they can complete, and skill-based programs, skill-based courses also included. Thereby, we are adding value to our nation, particularly in the higher education. These are the great opportunities for all the students in the country, because of we are having the network across the country, 56 regional centers, Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We are having lakhs of students in roles where all your ideas which make further development of our country. Now today, as a part of it, we are organizing this webinar. We have invited Dr. Sandeep Kulkarni, Head, Department of Environmental Studies, KJ Somaya College of Arts and Commerce. He is the person who is having a lot of knowledge, particularly these environmental studies, where even last time also we have invited him to deliver a lecture on the Bhopal gas incident, where he has deliberated and explained the issue very neatly, very clean presentation that we have uploaded in our YouTube channel also. Even some of the students are missing this webinar. They can later watch our YouTube channel. Thereby, you will get the knowledge of such a wonderful scholar in the particular field. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Regional Center, Mumbai. And I extend my heartfelt thanks to you for accepting our invitation and delivering the lecture on India and science. I hope all the students and the other stakeholders will enjoy this lecture. Thereby, you will gain the knowledge. Thereby, you will add value to our great India for further development with your ideas and the knowledge. I really thanks to you, sir, for accepting our invitation. I once again welcome you all for this webinar, and thanks to everyone. I request Dr. Sandeep Kulkarni to deliver the lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rao sir, for inviting me again here. And I would like to congratulate each and every learner here for being a part of this. And today we have gathered here to deliver, to be a part of this day called as Science Day, National Science Day. And I'm very happy that I can see many youngsters, many well-matured, goal-oriented people here who are part of this interactive session. I call it as an interactive session because it wouldn't be just a lecture and lecture like thing. We will have one-to-one connection, and that's how we will begin. Because what I'll be going to discuss is about not a concrete one where I have to deliver it to you. It is building up. When we build some structures, we need help from different places, different people. So like that it is. So we are going to develop the concept as such. Let me share my screen. You can please tell me whether it's visible or not.
Yes, sir.
If
Not
it is,
yet.
yeah. I think it's visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll be starting my PPT within a moment. Few days back when Rao sir contacted me and said that on Science Day, can you deliver a lecture? I said, okay, no problem. But then I wasn't sure enough. What should I speak? What should be the framework of my presentation? But I already had one kind of such kind of session long back, and I felt like let me refresh the same thing because that was more convincing for the people last time. So I would like to begin with saying India science on this day. May I know? May I get the responses in the chat box for what? Today is a National Science Day, and why is it celebrated today? Why couldn't be on 1st March or 1st January or any other day? Why we are celebrating National Science Day today? May I get any responses in the chat box? participants? You can unmute yourself and speak, no problem.
Sir, it is in the remembrance of the invention that C.V. Raman has done.
Yeah, we commemorate the great scientist uh, C.V. Raman, and to honor him, today we celebrate National Science Day.
Yes,
Yes, you are.
sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, sir. I agree. I can
Yeah,
also see the same thing. Sorry.
yeah. C.V. Raman sir's birthday, and he was the first non-white person to get the Nobel Prize, which otherwise it was for the Europeans and the Americans. They feel that they have achieved something and they only can do it, and that's how science was propagated long back. It was really not in a universal sense. I could say some 200 or 300 years back. It later on gained a pace, and now if you see the shape of the science, it's quite different, and it is now becoming more inclusive rather than keeping it secluded for a particular part of the kind of world, or for a group of, or a very particular group of people, etc. Now it is becoming more global in not only in human life point of view, but it is also becoming inclusive in thought point of view. Like Rao sir was just now telling about ideas. That is what he was interesting to get the ideas from you all. So now the science is taking up new ideas and including in its purview, and trying to develop. So that is how we can see multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary, interdisciplinary subjects coming up, because nobody had thought long back that science could be connected well with any other aspects also. It was always in the form of pure knowledge kind of thing, with no relation to other aspects of the study. So when we talk about India and science, I'm more focusing about how science or what kind of science is in India, and what importance we should give, etc. And in general, science pertaining to India. Uh, we are celebrating 75th year of our independence, and why is it important that is the independence just an independence, that is British Raj has gone away and now Indian government has come into picture? Is that the meaning restricted to that part? No, independence has larger perspective. It has got larger viewpoint, rather than just change of prime minister or change of person from the higher authority, higher places. So previously it was the queen, or now it is president of India, like that. So it is not just that much. Independence means it has got more angles, more broader wings. It has large it is itself is a large idea, because when you are independent, you are politically independent, you are socially independent, you are economically independent, you are psychologically independent. Moreover, your thoughts, your ideas are now independent to come out from your mind and express it to the people, which is the most biggest achievement, I would say. Because long back, supposing if we were in the era of British, or in the during the Mughals, or any other place where we are not even having a say, just imagine what so many ideas coming to our mind, but we couldn't express it. Why? There was no media for that. So now government of India, when they commemorate 75th year of independence, that is to glory and the glorious history of its people, culture, and achievements. This is very important for us. And why this independence, as I was talking, it is a reflection of the hard work, innovation, enterprise of ordinary Indians. It is not just about special person, it's about all the people. India, which is rich in knowledge and science, is leaving its mark from Mars to the moon. I keep telling people that look, science is not secluded to only one particular continent called as Europe or America. It is everywhere. It's related to human being. Each and every human being, I would say, is a science, because in some or the other way, or she might have discovered something in their life. So science is only about inventions and discoveries. No, it is about the thought process also. It is about how you lead your life. So it's everything rather. But we give credit to only one particular aspect of the life. Azadi Amrit Mahotsav, which means elixir of energy of independence, elixir of inspiration of the warriors of freedom struggle, elixir of new ideas and pledges, and elixir of Atmanirbharta, self-dependence. Now I can think by myself. I will have my own ideas. And I will be establishing that ideas in front of you. That confidence I'm able to get today. Today, in the sense, I would say after independence. So this is our achievement. So when we talk about India and science, it is not uh, say from 1947, obviously, because we were pioneer in science long back, thousands of years back. I would say 10, 15,000, 20,000 years back. But unfortunately, we don't have the records which would prove that yes, this was there or that was not there. But yes, we can link all these aspects, all these information, and then try to come to that conclusion. We had science long back, and that we have incorporated all the information in the holy scriptures called as Vedas. And today we can see that we are pioneering in the field of IT industry, and Indians are well famous in this field, especially in the field of computers. When you talk about history of science, the history of science covers the development of science from ancient times to the present. It is not just 100 years old. It is long back, you can say. Since when human being, I would say, not just man, sorry, when human being thought that we will have some different way of living, or the approach or the thinking ability of human being, when it has changed, I would say that from that time the science has been in the form of development. It encompasses all three major branches of science, obviously, that is natural, social, and formal. All the three branches of science combining work together. When we think about the past, we think about history. When we think about the future, we think about science. It should be like, when we think about anything, it should be past also science, present also science, and future also science. But no, our mindset is fixed. When we talk about past, it means it should be history, and when we talk about future, it should be about science. We don't lead a present life also. That is what our problem is. Science builds upon its past, but also simultaneously denies it. How contradictory. Science has been made over thousands of years by people from a diversity of cultural traditions. Activities such as experiment originated in Renaissance, pharmacies, kitchens, and artisan workshops. Everywhere there is science, not just related to a laboratory where particular few scientists are working. It is everywhere, because each one of them come up with different ideas, different ways of doing the particular task, and becoming productive. Evolutionary theory drew on sources ranging from sheep breeding to the economies of human populations. It means about when we talk about agriculture, when we talk about the biotechnology in the recent era, or genetic studies, etc., or any other field which is very helpful to the human population. So that is what they're talking about. And astronomy emerged from attempts to read the heavenly language of the stars. When you talk about astronomy, it is the oldest science which human being know. Now, what is so fascinating about knowing the stars? Can anyone tell me why astronomy is the oldest? This one, science.
Sir, because it has been seen from the period when the Vedas begin that the um, gurus, those who were going on the saints who were there, they
Hmm.
used to do the astrology part, and so maybe that was the beginning of this.
I wouldn't go into that aspect of what astronomy has to do with. Rather, even one open answer view I can see here is what Anuja madam is saying, that we see them every night. That is a basic thing. That is the most fascinating thing. And but why human being got fascinated with stars rather than he or she is able to see the other aspects of the of science in the local nearby vicinity, but still it people were more concerned about the stars is because it was for the survival, the basic important aspect which human being was more concerned was about availability of food, because traveling in daytime it was a problem. Okay, traveling in night is very easy because there is no sun. That is one thing. And second thing, stars would tell them when there will be flowering, when there will be fruit formation, when the agriculture, etc., etc., will. I mean the agriculture field will be completely filled with grains, etc. Then in which direction if I go and I'll get water, the very basic commodity which we require. So, in which direction if I go and I can hide and I can save my life. So, very very basic instinct provoked human being to study or to think about the stars, and that is how astronomy came into existence as the first or the oldest science for human beings. Yes, I very much. Yes, Tanzil is also saying because of our dependence on agriculture. Yeah, right. And we had to be very sure that when we will be able to get food and water. But nowadays we don't think about all these things because we have developed science in further in different angle that we need not look at the stars today, and we are not even looking at anything. We are only just looking at food and money. That's what I think so. Uh, Science has been made over thousands of years by people from a diversity of cultural traditions. Sorry, I should have gone. I should go to the next slide. Yeah, the history of science itself developed as a discipline in Europe and North America during the late 19th century, as a way of charting the rise of a distinctively modern world under European domain. This is what we all know. And everywhere, when I was small, when we were when we were reading the science, take out any topic, the introduction of the topic, where there will be the definition of the terminologies, and then when you talk about the history, always there was a European guy with his name as who invented or discovered it. Then we used to teach to our we used to talk to a teacher and say that why can't there be an Indian, why can't there be a Chinese, why can't there be some other fellow who had discovered it. And our teachers in those times, they couldn't easily give a convincing answer for us, and that was the thing which I was always trying to find the answer for that question. So then later on, it came to when I started studying about history. Then I realized that it is not about a particular group of people who are always the inventor and the discoverers. It could be just a way of advertising themselves, presenting themselves. But there is science is everywhere, and each and every human being itself is a scientist. That is what I can say. Discoveries and inventions could be a time related, but to a particular human being. Even now, when we are talking about 19th century, some discoveries might have been taken place in 19th century. But what about discoveries which have taken place 10,000 years back? Now, there is no record as such. We don't have a record, but somebody might have discovered it. Now, who discovered gold? Who discovered silver? But they are being used for so many years. So we cannot say that one particular uh, group of people have science, are believe in science, or they are the real scientists, and others are not. It is not like that. It's everyone's cup of tea, I would say. Science seems uniquely a product of the white men in the West. That is what. In recent years, however, historians of science, see, the most important part is historians of science have turned this view on its head, so that science is understood as the outcome of global interaction, conflict, and exchange. It is not related to one area, geographical area. The rise of the universities as a key site for learning in medieval Europe, the reorganization of scientific disciplines in the decades around 1800, and the rise of genomics and computing in the late 20th century. These and other pivotal episodes are part of changes in cross-cultural trade and commerce. So this, because of trade and commerce, things have moved from one place to other, and that is why collectively what we can see today, science is due to the contribution of each and every individual of the world. Science, which has often aimed to establish universal standards, has close connections with the history of empires from Assyria, Egypt, and the Americas to China and India. It has been at the service of princely courts, the military, and other centers of power. At the same time, however, the scientists, a modern word dating from the 19th century, is often recognized as having a special kind of moral authority associated with ideals of detached expertise and neutral objectivity. Now, here again, that is what Jim Secord, who is an emeritus professor of history and philosophy at the University of Cambridge, he himself is saying that it is not, the science is not a product of one particular geographical area, or belonging to a particular sect of a society. It is related to each and every individual, and it has come from each and every corner of the world, and everywhere science is used, science is propagated. Can you see this image? And since I can't now go back to the chat box, can anyone unmute yourself and
Yes, sir, it is there. It is visible.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
The
So
students can react. I think.
yeah,
Of me, they can react.
yeah. So what is this? Can anyone guess what this structure could be? Any guesses? Amulya ji is saying that answer. This is when we lost the essence of nature. Yeah, that's true. The first person to record in writing becomes a discoverer or inventor. It's always there, and always the winner writes the history. That is also. Now, the image what you were looking at, it is the building where one of the buildings of Google, where they store the information. Just imagine the size of the building where so many machineries are working, and they're trying to save put all the information and then make it available for us. Today I send mail to somebody. Today I receive. Today I upload some documents in the Google Drive, where so much of work I'm doing with using my computer, with using internet. So where that information goes, it goes to places like this and gets stored there. So just imagine, I'm just telling you, just imagine, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not saying it should happen, but if that connectivity from there, if it is lost, then can we have access to any knowledge system? No. Same thing happened. If you see the right hand side, there is an image, there's a dome shaped, some structure is there. But this is a ruins of what? Takshashila, Nalanda, such universities, oldest universities which were there in India, now they're not even in existence. They're just now into broken places. Now it was said that in Takshashila or the Nalanda, when the invaders, they destroyed the entire university, they killed the students, they killed the teachers, and then they burned the library, which was burning for 6 months. Just imagine, if burning can take place for 6 months, means what? How much amount of information was stored in that library, and the accessors to that knowledge, and who were the person who was propagating that knowledge, who were doing research and etc., all those scholarly people, they got either might have got dispersed or they might have got killed. So the very knowledge available to us is destroyed, and today we doubt any idea coming from a particular person. We say that no, this is false. Why? Because we are trying to standardize it. We are trying to see that this is the European standard, and what you are saying is not matching with this, so you are false. That is what is happening. And if you see this part, the lower images, on the left hand side, it's in the Vedas, as it was mentioned already, what Vimana means. Vimana, airplane. Okay. But to whom we give the credit? All right. Yes, we should give credit to them, because they also have put their efforts in making it reality. But it was said that before these two brothers, there was a person called as Mr. Talpade in Mumbai itself, who made a crude aeroplane, looking at, I mean, he got inspiration from Vedas, or he studied Vedas, and from there he designed aeroplane. But we don't credit him. So this is what is happening. If India was not at all developed in science, can anyone tell me how could we build such an incredible temples, whether it is in Kashmir or Kanyakumari or Gujarat or Maharashtra or Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, or wherever in our country? Whether you go to Orissa or Bengal or Northeast, wherever you go, so huge temples, so huge structures have been built, and they are still existing even after thousands of years. So you just imagine how much, in thousands of years, so many seasons have changed, so many geological activities have taken place, so many wars have taken place, so many destructions have taken place, but still they are all standing perfect. So do you think that without science all these things are possible? Just have a question. And you can, if you see this, the lowermost this image, bottom right corner, this is a place in Karnataka, which is called as Kodachadri. This is on the top of the hill. There is a temple, and then in the temple, in front of the temple, you can see there is a stamba, a pillar, which is made up of iron. And you know that iron rusts in the presence of moisture and oxygen. But this pillar has not yet rusted. And when I ask you, do you know any pillar which has not rusted? Immediately you will say that, sir, that is in Qutub Minar in Delhi. But let me, if I say that the pillar in Madhya Pradesh is older than Delhi, and the pillar which is in Karnataka here in Kodachadri, which is more older than Madhya Pradesh pillar. So then just imagine how old this science we had, that we can build a pillar, make a pillar which will not rust for thousands of years. And the Kodachadri, if you see that it is on the top of mountain, on the Western Ghats, heavy rains, and still it has not destroyed the pillar. So this is our achievement. So everywhere there is a sign. And one more important, interesting part of this is that this pillar was not made by any scientist, so-called scientist. It was built by tribal people staying there. Now, if you see here on the left top corner, just image, uh, it says that urban birds line their nest with discarded cigarette butts to ward off parasitic mites. Nicotine acts as an organic pesticide. Just imagine that the birds also have understood. They are also scientists. They also understand what this cigarette contains, and it is based on experience. They may not know the chemistry or biochemistry of it, but from the experience they have learned that if they use the cigarette butts there, they can get rid of the pests. So this is how science develops from the experience. And if you see this above image about Kisi tribe in Africa, they do neurosurgery, surgery of brain. How is it possible? And now we will say that they might have not studied in Cambridge University, Oxford University, Harvard University, and still they are surgeons. Yes, it's possible. And we forget the contribution of women in the field of science. That is also one of the thing we say, that always the scientist has to be male, because male is more intelligent, or whatever you call it, clever. But women are also there as women scientists. Science, you can see it has come through the Stone Age mans also. You can see all these artifacts which Stone Age man used to use daily, or either for hunting or cooking or doing any other stuff. So don't you find any science here? Yes, there is a science, but we don't know the name of a person. That is why it is not documented. We don't know in which year, which date he did that invention. There is no patent, copyright, so we don't give credit. That's how it's going on. So if you see early day human beings, they have been painting on the walls of the caves, so that whatever they saw, whatever they could visualize about the world, they tried to express it. And being a scientist doesn't mean that you shouldn't be religious. Yes, you have full freedom to become a religious person, a spiritual person. You can be a businessman, no problem. Even I would say that there are some scientists who may be absent-minded, also more absent-minded. They may not be able to understand a certain simple logic because they know many things. That is also quite possible. Not an issue. Okay, here it says science versus religion, but science is always about against the religion. Mostly, it has been, there is a fight between science and religion. Why? Because science is searches for answers. It is based on strict laws and practices. On lectures, there has to be lectures. You should listen to persons. Even in case of religion, also there is same thing. There are gospels, there are pravachanas, or whatever you call it as. There are also strict rules and regulations. Some practices in the name of religion. Religion also talks about question and answers related to the life and the world. Here in science, person wears a long coat and then he addresses to the audience as one of the outfit. But there also long ropes are there. This also, science also gives some interesting facts which blows our mind, and even religion also gives us some interesting things which blows our mind. But what science says? Science says that God is man-made, whereas religion says that man is God-made. That's the only difference between science and religion. Rest all seems to be same. Let's not go into the argument, whatever it is. When we talk about the ancient Indian scientists, so-called scientists, we may be able to use the word scientist or may not. But as I said, we are just going to discuss. So let us use it. So you might you might know that there were Rishi Munis and all in our country thousands of years back. So somewhere, some of the other old stories you listen in India, there has to be some of the other rishis from where the story originates. So likewise, we have Atri, Bharadwaj, Gautama, Jamadagni, Kashyapa, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, then Surmanyu, Srimanyu, Srinichaya. Well, there are many names, many rishis like that. But there are Rishikis also, that is a female version of rishis, which we often don't talk about, and we don't know also who were they. But yes, in India also, we had female scientists also propagating the information. They were also doing the sadhanas, and they were also studying, doing research, etc. Romasha, Lopamudra, Apala, Kadru, Vishwavara, Ghosha, Juhu. There are so many names you can see here, and they are outnumbering the names of male rishis here. So that much importance each and every individual in the Indian society used to give for the knowledge. So it was not about gender specific, or it was not about region specific, geography specific. It was not about any other societal standard specific, etc. Everyone was doing research. Everyone was having that knowledge. Like one example I could give, the Lopamudra contributed in Agastya Muni's mission in South Bharat by taking care of the disciples and set up Tiruga Kannigai schools in the cities for the women from the royal families, as well as for the girls who wanted to pursue education. When we say that India, no, women don't get education and all, I think that happened in the medieval part of India, medieval history. Such nonsense things have taken place, but it was not in the Vedic period or the ancient periods. Even in India, women were given importance. They used to go to schools and all. Gargi was greatly honored and respected for her mastery of the science and philosophies of the Vedas. She participated and gave lectures in Brahma Yajna and was bestowed with the title of Brahma Vadini. Gargi was the oldest icon of feminism found in the ancient Hindu texts. Just look at the contribution they have done. Then Ghosha, she herself was suffered from leprosy, which had disfigured her, and she was thus in a celibate for a long period. And then she fervently prayed to Ashwinis. That is, praying means maybe some sadhana, some kind of rituals they might have doing it. And then she rejuvenated from that disease, and then she taught how to cure leprosy, because she has undergone all this problem of leprosy, and then she found medicine for that. So all kind of discoveries have been done, not only for leprosy but other skin problems. So these are just few examples I'm telling you. There are many. Okay, like Yatri or Shushrut, or you can see Charak. So there are many people. Maharshi Bharadwaj, whose name is famous in Mahabharata. So that was, his name is related to Vimanas, aeroplane making and all like that. So like that, several contributions have been done by the rishis. Now, when we talk about the modern rishis of our country, we cannot forget or we cannot just start with anyone's names except Acharya Prafulla Chandra Rai. His contribution to science is tremendous, and today, what you say, freedom struggle movement started in some particular year. It was due to Prafulla Chandra Rai, because he was scientist as well as a revolutionary also, both. And he's considered as father of Indian chemistry. And we can see Homi Bhabha, who is the father of Indian nuclear programs. Then Jagdish Chandra Bose, then C.V. Raman, Birbal Sahni. Birbal Sahni's contribution is in the field of botany, and especially related to paleobotany, that is old remains of the plants and all. From that, they study about the geology and archaeology and the other botanical aspects also. And Ramanujan, we know him for being mathematics genius. H.G. Khurana, who is father of Indian genetics. Then Birdman of India, Salim Ali. In Mumbai, we have a place called as Hornbill House, where BNHS, Bombay Natural History Society, was established by him. And then we have a Mahim Nature Park here in Mumbai, which is started long back, 35 years back, by Salim Ali. He restored the entire dumping area into a green garden area. So S.N. Bose, who is called as the father of God particle. So, this is in the field of quantum mechanics, his contribution. Then we can have Meghnad Saha, Abdul Kalam ji, Vikram Sarabhai, then Raj Reddy, Sir Moksha Gundam Vishweshwaraya, who is regarded as engineer. And on 15th September, we celebrate Engineers Day. Then Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who is the father of Green Revolution in India. So many scientists have evolved in different periods, and India is leading not only in science today, but it was there since ancient times. So we cannot separate India from science. That is what I would say. In fact, many aspects of science India had in ancient time, when rest of the part of the world were just hunters and gatherers. We were pioneering in science. Then Anandibai Joshi, you can say, who studied Western medicine, and then she became an inspiration for the entire women community, and so that women can study medicine, medical science, and then they can progress. And now today it's not a new thing. It's not a fact. People get surprised. Many girls now, many people are becoming doctors. Many women. Then Janki Amal, who was also first Indian scientist to be received Padma Shri, and her field was botany again, and especially with cytogenetics. Then you can see her Amal's most renowned work is on sugarcane and brinjal. Without such kind of scientists, without such kind of contribution, can you just imagine? We could get sugarcane and brinjal in the form of vegetable, and then sugarcane in the form of sugar and the sweetening things. So you just think about how supportive their contribution was to the field of agriculture, so that we can get large scale production, and then we could make people survive. So that is how science is. Kamala Soni for being the first Indian woman, and again her field is related to biochemistry, especially the plant tissue, which contains the enzyme called as cytochrome C, where she studied the oxidation of all the plant cells. So these are all very what you say, uncommon topics, but they all lead to the development of the subjects as a whole, and that subject, when applied to particular problems, we get our solutions. That's because of people working on small areas and making it big. And Asima Chatterjee, you can see she studied about the phytochemicals which are present in the plants. So there could be some plant which is anti-cancerous. There could be some plant which is anti-epileptic. There could be some plant which is giving us relief from malaria, like that. So much of contributions women have done it. And Rajeshwari, who was also a scientist, her contribution in electrical engineering is tremendous. Then Kalpana Chawla, which everyone knows, her contribution in the field of study of, she was the first astronaut from Indian origin. And this is also an achievement. In any Tom, Dick and Harry cannot go in space just because he or she has money. It requires tremendous knowledge. It requires your view, different view altogether, to make things happen easily for the mankind to seek knowledge. Then Indra Hinduja for human in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer, and Aditi Pant, who was the first Indian woman to visit Antarctica expedition for geology and oceanography. Then Anna Mani, who did her research, and she was in the field of meteorology, which was the most difficult thing for a woman to do it, because meteorology means you have to either go on the top of the hill or somewhere close to the ocean, or somewhere some difficult topography. You have to stand and measure what you should measure the amount of rainfall, the temperature, the wind direction, the wind speed, etc. All such information needs to be gathered. So the such difficult task in different terrains she conducted, and she is called as the weather woman of India. She could predict the rainfall or snowfall or any other disaster which could take place, or any other problem which we could face. And she standardized the drawings of 100 different weather instruments. That in that aspect also she has worked, not only just measuring but also making the instruments which could give us the accurate data. Dr. Kamala Randive, her research in biomedical field, especially in the field of cancer, we cannot forget that. And she established that cancer and viruses have close relations. That is, some of the viruses are prone to create cancer disease. Then there are many women, Charushita Chakravarti in the field of chemistry, Tessie Thomas, recently in the field of rocket making. Okay, rocket science, Agni 4 and Agni 5 missiles. Then Darshan Ranganathan for her contribution in the field of organic chemistry. Then Paramjit Khurana in the field of again botany, that is establishing the relationship between the seed germination and weather conditions. This is the most important thing, because unless the seeds germinate, there couldn't be we can't have crops in the field. And that is what our survival, the very basic survival of human being is. Why only human being? Other animals also who are reliable on plants. So just imagine how much value all this knowledge system is for our survival, for human beings. To the end, I would say that Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, and Jai Anusandhan. It's not just the youth. It is victory to the youth. It is also victory to the farmers. It is also victory to the science. It is also victory to the research. That is what our Prime Minister spoke at 106th Indian Science Congress. I hope it was interesting. Any questions?
Yeah, the floor is opened for the questions. Please, on your mic. Anyone is having the questions, please? I think Mr. Sanjay, he also submitted for the essay writing competition.
Okay.
And Mr. Sanjay, you can ask any questions.
Yes, I agree with what the comments I can see here from Anuja and Amulya about dyeing the colors, and then
Sir, it's a very useful session, and I am also the part of innovative club member, and I also send this information to the student I know from Seva Sadan College. So it's very useful, and in future also we look forward for your knowledgeable lecture, sir.
okay, it would be my honor. Yeah.
I think if there is no questions or clarifications, anything, if anyone, then Uh, I think Madam Anuja, Madam Ji, you want to ask? Yeah, good compliments we are receiving. Sir, thank you for delivering a wonderful, insightful lecture. Particularly, you have presented from the Vedas to current situation where we have achieved what we have achieved, and the Indians nowhere lesser than any scientist across the globe. India is having a rich resources as well as the rich knowledge, human knowledge we are having, but it was not exposed during that Vedas period or even after the ancient time. But however, the scientists, whomever available in our India, they have served to the society, and later they have exposed. Now whole world knows about our knowledge, our Indian capacity, and this all because of human resources and the knowledge which we are having. You have narrated it very well, very wonderful lecture you have given, sir. It is very useful, and also the scientists you have shown in that your presentation, they will be the inspiration to all the youth, and the participation nowhere lesser than the men participation in the development of the country, because of women are equally having the energy and made the contribution in every part of our country development. In the same time, you have presented well about the women participation in the particularly the science field where they have contributed. Some of the wonderful scientists from the women side also, it shows where the India is giving the freedom to everyone. There is no barriers. If you are having the knowledge, you can present that and you can flourish yourself. Thereby, you can add value to our great India. That you have presented well, sir. It is very useful. Me also, I have got a lot of insights from your presentation. It is really wonderful, and it is appropriate lecture on the eve of this National Science Day, where you have well presented. I feel very happy because of we have selected a suitable person and the academic for this particular occasion, where our national India, I mean our Science Day, India Science Day celebrations. I once again thank you very much from my bottom of heart on behalf of the Indira Gandhi National Open University Regional Center Mumbai. As a regional director, I extend my heartfelt thanks to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and delivered a wonderful lecture on the National Science Day. And I also thanks to our study center coordinators, other faculty members for sparing your time and attending this webinar. And I also thank our regional center staff and other academic counselors for participating in this webinar. I thank our learners, our Indira Gandhi National Open University Regional Center Mumbai learners for participating in this one, this webinar, and sparing your time. And I hope you all gained the knowledge by this lecture. And I assure you, as a regional director, we will organize more this type of webinars for the benefit of the students on the different concepts. We have already notified our innovation club, whereas Mr. Sanjay is also telling, he's also, I hope he is very enthusiastic and active, that boy. And I think maybe we will take this innovation club further heights, and we will organize more lectures, not only the webinars. If anyone, any student is having the innovative ideas, you can send the mail to the regional center Mumbai. We will organize a webinar with the students also. You can present, and we encourage this. We are having the innovation clubs across the country. All the regional centers are having the innovation clubs as per the directions of our honorable President of India, and our honorable Vice Chancellor has directed all the regional centers to start the innovation clubs. Because of we have included in this innovation club students, faculty, and the regional center staff. We all together. But I as a regional director, I definitely encourage the students, whomever is having the ideas, please send the mail to us. We will organize. And any topic, suppose if you are interested to have the more discussions, not only the science discipline, social science, environmental science, and any other topic or any other concept, because of we are having the rich resources, human resources. We all have to work together, and we have to do the hard work for the benefit of our country development. That is only the motive, that is only the objective, organizing such type of these webinars to inculcate. And you are all having the strength, but someone has to give the boost, or someone has to encourage. Because of our Indian youth is having a lot of knowledge, you need the space. IGNOU is going to give you the space where you please come forward. Happily you can present. We will encourage you. I finally thank everyone for participating in this one. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Kulkarni ji. Thank you. We are closing this meeting. Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
I have one doubt, sir. Actually, my assignment completed, but I want to.
You speak in the other one.
What, sir?